powerful Macintosh ever.
Welcome back to the Oakland Coliseum Arena. Pete Van Weer and Jack Gibbons with you tonight for Game 2 of our NBA doubleheader. Here's a look at tonight's Jeep Eagles starting lineups. That familiar combination back for the Portland Trailblazers. That's been broken up a little bit lately, but they've got everybody healthy now. Jerome Kersey, Buck Williams, Kevin Duckworth up front, and in the backcourt, Clyde Drexler and Terry Porter. Bit of a change for the Warriors. They're going with Jim Peterson in the middle. They've tried Tyrone Hill there. They've tried Victor Alexander there. They're going with Jim Peterson to start the game tonight. He's joined by Tyrone Hill and Chris Mullin up front. And Billy Owen starting in the backcourt with Tim Hardaway. A little bit of a different look, a little bit of a bigger team out there for the Warriors tonight. Rick Adelman's 4th year as head coach of the Trailblazers. They come in with a record of 15-9. They're 5-4 on the road. And Don Nelson now in his 3rd year as head coach of the Golden State Warriors. His 15th year overall, though, as a head coach. And combined with his playing career, look at all the games he's been involved in the NBA. 2,461 of them. That's more than anybody. In Game 1, back on the 22nd of November between these two teams, this one played up in Portland. Golden State a winner, 116-112. There's that poor fourth-quarter performance that the Blazers have shown us quite a few times this year. Tim Hardaway was a big star in that game. He had 30 points. This is the second meeting of the year between these two clubs. Our officials for tonight's game, Jess Kersey, Mike Callahan, and Ted Bernhardt. And we're just about set to get it going. We can look for a high-scoring game, Jack. Both these clubs like to play at an up-tempo.
Yeah, I think you're right. Of course, Golden State will try their best to get out in the open floor, try to get into the early, quick offense, and try to get some easy baskets. Portland would like to play the same way, and you can tell a whole lot about how Portland is going to play by seeing the kind of start they get off to. If they are not attacking the basket on the offensive end and relying on their passing game, they're going to have a long night.
10,030 points. Up next is Curtis Short.
Well, a lot at stake in this one. As we showed you at the outset of our game, could be a 4-way tie for the very top spot on the West after tonight's game, or Golden State could be there all by themselves. And that's, of course, what they're shooting for here in front of the home folks. And we're just about set to get it going from Oakland.
Talking about Peterson starting the game tonight, he missed the first 12 games of the season, was just activated on the 25th of November. Had a sore right knee that forced him out of those games, but he does give him a little bit more size.
I'm the youngest guy in the office. I've been there.
Silk Stockings on USA, Sundays at 9.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Flex. White Yoga live and exclusively on pay-per-view.
Welcome back to the Oakland Coliseum Arena. 55-54, Warriors leading the Trailblazers at halftime. Pete Van Weer and Jack Gibbons back with you. And Jack, just watching that first half, we're looking at two of the best in the West. Very little to separate these two teams.
Yeah, you're right. And I think when we do look at the stats, you'll see that they are pretty close. But Golden State was at their best when they were out in the break, getting Hardaway the basketball and allowing him to work in the open floor. You'll see right here, he's going to get it. He's going to get into the paint. And when that happens, you're in trouble, because he's going to make something good happen. And we saw a lot of that, especially early in the ball game. Portland finally got going, but they got going the way Portland needs to play, and that is getting the rebounds and then getting out in the open floor. Their half-court offense, if they are relying on their half-court game, they're going to struggle. They have so many great athletes on this team. You have to give them an opportunity to work.
Look at some of the numbers. Not unusual for Golden State to be trailing in rebounds. They get out-rebounded very often. It's a bit unusual. They've been able to post a 15-7 record with that particular stat. You can see all the trips to the free throw line. We've had a bunch of them tonight on both sides, and both teams shooting very well. Portland 79%, Golden State 85%. Field goal shooting, Golden State has the edge despite going 0 for 8 from three-point land. And Golden State has a 1-point lead as quarter number 3 is about to get underway.
Yeah, both teams getting a lot of shot opportunities. I talked about the ball moving on the weak side. You see right here, Golden State was moving, setting screens away from the ball, and that prevented Portland from getting some help from the weak side. And I think they have to do more of that, but I really feel the Blazers must make sure on the weak side of the floor that they keep moving so that Golden State can't come over and give them the weak side help.
That trio of Golden State scorers right where they should be at halftime. They have scored 38. They're averaging 67 a game, the threesome. And the leading scorers for Portland in the first half, Jerome Kersey with 13, Clyde Drexler with 11, Buck Williams with 10. But those three not having very good shooting nights from the field. It all may come down to, it looks like it's going to all come down to the fourth quarter again, and that'll be something to watch on Portland's side because they have very often disappeared both offensively and defensively in close games in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
Well, thank you very much, Pete. 100 years ago this weekend, Dr. James Naismith invented the game of basketball, the object of which was to put the leather ball in the peach basket, or to prevent your opponent from doing the same. Tonight, it was defense that ruled the court. 7 teams held under 100 points, all 7 well below their season average. All 7 were defeated, one of them the Atlanta Hawks.